Guys,
Oh,
let's move away from it, because we can go on and talk about Real Madrid and the rest of them and how good they have been. Carabao Cup final on Sunday. Newcastle United are going up against Manchester United. Newcastle United in the league, they've looked a decent side. Eddie Howe has done a very, very beautiful job with them. But then Manchester United, on the other hand, Eric Ten Hag has found a way to stabilize the ship. Now they are not just stable, they are firing on all cylinders at the moment. Marcus Rashford can't stop scoring. Bruno Fernandes is becoming as influential as he was in his first season at Old Trafford. You look at the likes of Jadon Sancho, after that long break that Eric Ten Hag gave him, he's back in the side. He's becoming very creative. He's become a very, very good creative channel or outlet up front for them, so much that he's playing with so much confidence. You look at Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well, playing well with Sandro Martinez. The entire team, Casemiro and co, they are all in great form. So this makes it look like we're about to have a great match ahead of us. But let's go to that game. Femi, where are we going to have the biggest battles on the day?
I mean, if Newcastle had kept their goalkeeper on the pitch, I would have said they'll stand a better chance, really, because I think United will take the game to them naturally. United will be buzzing to win the final, and United have been on a winning run. Even Newcastle have just slipped out of the top four. Tottenham climbed over them over the weekend into fourth. Now they're in fifth, although they do have a game in hand, and it's just a 1 point between them and Spurs. They have a better goals difference as well. But regardless, Newcastle are not the team they were before that was scoring goals and not conceding at all. So they've drawn too many games of late. One thing that will work for them is they do know how to shut a team out if things go well their way. So that will serve them well. But they've lost Nick Pope, and Loris Karius is a very experienced goalkeeper, because Dubravka will not be playing, even though Dubravka came in against Liverpool, but he's cup tied because he went to play for Man United on loan, so he won't be able to play the final. So I think Karius, even though he's got a lot of experience and he's played in the Champions League final as well, my worry for him is you need that rhythm. And Eddie Howe was saying, yeah, he's been playing games with them behind closed doors, all those friendlies. He trains very hard with the team. They trust him. And Jurgen Klopp was also putting his own mouth where his money is, saying he would trust Karius to do a good job for Newcastle. So I think Newcastle going forward, hopefully the players, they've got enough up front there to score goals. You know that. But the problem is, can they keep the goals out with a flying Rashford? Like you said, Bruno looking at the player that we knew when he first came to the Premier League, and his influence is just massive these days. And then Jadon Sancho again is finding form little by little. The manager has given him minutes. So in the end, it looks only one way at the minute, given Man United's form. But the thing I also worry for United is they have a big game tonight against Barcelona. So that will weaken them a lot ahead of Sunday. So Newcastle have had all week to prepare. Maybe that's the one thing. If it goes to extra time, if Newcastle can make it difficult, I think United might run out of steam and they might just nick by the hot goal. So hard to tell, hard to place, but I've given you where the battles are going to be. I think it's going to be a battle of who can last the longer. And if Newcastle defend properly like they normally do, they might just surprise us all by nicking a 1-0 or so in the end.
But Eddie, Festus, you look at Newcastle, they have not been able to beat Manchester United since October 2019. And even with their good form from last season and then on to this season, they still haven't been able to beat them last season. But when you look at the game at Old Trafford, their last time at Old Trafford, when they played that goalless draw, they played at Old Trafford. Newcastle United pushed them all the way. Joelinton and Almiron, could have won that game, for Newcastle. They had good chances to have won it, but they flubbed their lines. Same thing for Marcus Rashford in that game. He should have won the game, with a late header, but somehow it didn't happen. So it looks like two sides who in recent times, have a way of neutralizing each other, but how can this Newcastle side, if you were the manager at Newcastle, how do you think Newcastle can neutralize United and hurt them?
For me, I don't think they should change the way they've been playing all season. Yes, they've not been scoring, which I think every team goes through those kind of dip in form. But in terms of the output, even when they were a man down in their last match, you could see even Detroit. They tried to score severally. I think they should still maintain their game plan. For me, I think what the manager should do is maintain, the structure he has created over time. The tight defense, compact play, and ensure he plays from the back, and ensure also the high pressing football they've been doing. You see, Newcastle has not sat back for anybody. They've always matched any team toe to toe. So
apart from Arsenal.
Apart from Arsenal, that was the only time they played that. Every other team, they've matched them toe to toe. And I think they should do that against Man U. Man U is also vulnerable at the back. Very vulnerable. And for me, you asked the first question to Femi. You said, where are the battle lines? Where do you think the battles? For me, where I think that battle will be, first battle will be Casemiro versus Bruno. That in the central midfield. I think that is who wins that battle.
Casemiro versus Bruno. Okay, yes. Bruno Guimaraes. Okay.
Yes,
he's back in the team now.
He's back. That is where I think the first battle.
And when he doesn't play, they don't win, do they? Newcastle.
Most times, yeah, he dictates that midfield for Newcastle, and we know Casemiro also holds the midfield. So that battle between both of them in the central midfield, for me, is the first place that will determine who holds sway at the end of the day. Both guys are in form, and both guys are very influential to their teams. The second battle, Kali, for me, I think that will be very vital also, is the left back. I want to see how Luke Shaw and Dan, I've forgotten his other name, Dan Bond. I've watched him over time. I want to see how those guys, I want to see I know he's going to be trained. Luke Shaw likes, bumping forward. He likes overlapping and stuff. I want to see how he contends with Dan Bond, who also likes to do same thing. So I want to see that battle, how it plays out. So those are the two places I will be keenly watching. And whoever wins these two battles, for me, I think will win the day.
The physicality of Joelinton, because everybody talks about how he holds up play and all of that, but he's a very physical guy, as well. How do you think, Femi? How do you think the back, whoever plays at the center back, we know Lisandro Martinez Martinez is going to start, right? We know Martinez will start. Whoever will pay him, I don't know. But how do they handle a player as aggressive and as tricky or intelligent?
Yeah, tricky is the word I wanted to use also. Tricky.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think Joelinton's role in the team is actually more to sometimes like bust that midfield area. If you see what I mean, it's a presence, isn't it? And going forward, that's why he hasn't scored many goals. So the defenders will not be particularly worried about him. What they'll be worried about is losing the battle in the midfield. And if he gets past the midfield, then he can help the guys in front. I don't think he'll be scoring goals on the day. But like you said, it might just be that weapon that Newcastle use. And with Bruno back in the team, they're a good bunch, the two of them. They work really, really well together.
So he doesn't score a lot of goals, but what he does is he creates all kinds of nuisance at the back.
Absolutely. He's a nuisance figure. He's a nuisance figure. He breaks play. He frustrates the midfield. He
goes in face of the defenders. It drags them away so that the strikers have space to run and and all of that.
Exactly. And he was a striker himself, so he knows the problem the defenders will have anyway. I think if Eddie Howe uses him the way he normally use him, and with the help of Bruno, again they will bust that midfield. Even though, of course, United have their own capable Bruno as well, but Casemiro would also have that job on his hands to go toe to toe with Joelinton. So it's going to be a very funny battle, that game. That's why I don't see many goals in it. I probably think a 1-0 might win that game.
But Kali, I think if Varane plays, Varane is a very slow defender. He is experienced, not taking away the experience from him, but he's very slow. And if you notice, a lot of times, a whole lot of fast attackers, they've taken advantage of him. So if Eddie Howe will be looking at that, get somebody very fast to put that pressure, I think they will get better of Varane.
Well, that's why I think Isaac may not play. You probably have an English boy leading the line for them, because Isaac there may not be as quick.
But Isaac is quick.
Very quick.
Isaac is quick. Isaac is quick, but it's just that he would rather sneak away from defenders. He won't run at them head on. Unlike Wilson, that Wilson will take you on. He doesn't care
Exactly.
who
That's
you are.
why over
He
10
doesn't,
yards, I
yeah.
think most
So,
of
but
most defenders will keep pace with Isaac. Whereas
no, I don't know.
Isaac,
You've not. That means you've not seen Isaac play. Oh Lord, it's the reason he runs in from the mid, from the wings, and nobody stops
I
him.
see him, but what I'm talking about, I'm not saying
his
running with
leg
the ball.
is
I'm saying
quick.
running without the ball.
Well,
If
whatever happens, that's Eddie House, whatever. But
Coach will
I
also
think
start
I think
that
a
last
combination
week
of
March. So we have one.
Yeah, go on.
I think a combination of Isaac and Charlie Wilson will probably be a lot, but it promises to be a good game. That's a beautiful thing for neutrals like us. So, guys, quick one: your prediction, Festus. Newcastle, Manchester United, Carabao Cup final. I don't want to hear your head is thinking and your heart is saying. What are you predicting? That's Femi. That's Femi whose head is always saying.
I was laughing when you were saying that. I said, "Thank God you need to put this one on face, not me."
Oh yeah, Festus, what's your prediction for the final game?
My heart and my head, right? This is tight to call. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I want Newcastle because of bad belly. Anyway, I just want Newcastle to win. I want to give it to them. I think it's just it's going to go to extra time. It may likely even end in penalty kicks. But I think Newcastle will take it via extra time or penalty kicks.
Penalty. Wow. Femi.
To be fair, I see a 1-0. There's no point explaining everything I've explained again. I think United may lack that steam after putting it all on the line against Barcelona. And Newcastle that may just be the saving grace for Newcastle. 48 hours is not very easy to recover from a game on a Thursday night. Sunday morning, they're traveling into London. Newcastle have had all week to prepare. I think Newcastle might just see it out and win it 1-0 in the end.
I see a narrow victory as well. I think 2-1 because Rashford is going to score at some point. But I worry Rashford is going to score. I worry for the game they are playing in the Champions League. I worry for how it's going to take a toll on them come Sunday. So, but I think Newcastle United
Europa League, yeah.
The Europa League, I beg your pardon, Europa League. So I think Newcastle will just nick this one. Very, very narrow victory, 2-1.